Hey, I want to share with you this new way that I came across to run ZimmWriter on a Mac that is unbelievable. It tops all the other methods. It's completely free and it's not complicated like wine. It's low resource usage. It doesn't have a lot of resources that it requires, also like wine, but it gives you that full Windows experience like Parallels, and it's completely free. It's so cool. I didn't come up with this myself. I actually came across this. Somebody mentioned it in the MacOS chat group, and I investigated it. It's really cool. It's called UTM. Search for UTM download. You'll see this first result right here. You'll click on it. You'll go to the site. You just click download. You can also get this from the Mac store, but it's $10. So I think it's just a donation type thing. But I'm just getting it from the website. So we'll wait for this to download and UTM. I'll simply install the application. Now it's installed. Let's bring it up. Now here is UTM. And it's going to allow us to create something called a virtual machine. So I'm clicking this create new virtual machine. Couple different options in here. We're going to virtualize this. Now, I'm running an M series Mac. I'm assuming you can also use this with an Intel Mac. I would assume you could probably try it with virtualize also and see if that works. Otherwise, you could try emulate. But the virtualize is very fast. It's much faster than the emulation route, but it's also very low overhead. It's and like I said, it's just like Parallels, but it's not going to run games. You can run games in Parallels. You can't run games inside of this. So we clicked virtualize. We're going to click Windows. Now we get to this point and you're going to need an ISO image. ISO images are basically like the installed DVD or something like that. We're actually going to download that and we need another app to do that. It's very simple. We type in Crystal Fetch. And you'll see this result, Crystal Fetch ISO downloader. And we'll download this from the actual App Store now. It opens the App Store. We'll click download. All right. So now we have UTM opened, installed, and up. And this is Crystal Fetch, and now it's opened. Now, what we would do if you have an M series Mac is you would download the Windows 11 version. So we select that. We select Apple Silicon. That's really all you need to do. And then you press the download button. Now, it will take several minutes depending on your internet connection. It's going to download like 4 or 5 gigabytes. It's quite a large ISO file. But then when it's done that downloading, it will ask you to save it somewhere. And you'll save it to whatever directory you want. And it's just a single file. Now, I've already downloaded this, so we don't need to download it again. Download it before the video. And all you do once it's downloaded is you click this browse button right here. And there is my ISO. So it's got this long, really nasty name, and it's got ISO on the end. So we load that up. Then we'll click continue. And we're going to do 8192. That's 8 gigabytes. Windows 11 will actually run on 4 gigabytes, which was the default. But I have some extra RAM to spare, so we'll just do 8. When you go down to 4, it can get a little laggy, but that's okay. And I'm going to do 16 gigs for the install. That will give us some room to put ZimmWriter on, put Chrome on, things like that. Now, you can have a shared directory. I have not messed with this yet to see if I could get it working. Let me see if I can actually get this working. So you can pick a directory that hopefully your install will be able to access. We'll see if this actually works or not. And then we're going to call this Windows, like I'll give it a name because you can actually, when this is all done, you can duplicate this multiple times. So let's say you have 4 ZimmWriter licenses. You can actually duplicate this with just the click of a button and then run 4 instances of Windows all at the same time. So and you can have a ZimmWriter running on each one. So it's really cool. So we'll click save and I'm going to click this play button right here. And so this will actually start Windows up. Now, what it's going to ask you when you first do this the first time, it's going to ask you to press a key right up here to boot from CD. So we'll do that. We're going to press it like the space bar, for instance. Now it's going to boot from the ISO image. Make this a little bigger. And we're actually going to install Windows. Now, depending on your Mac, if you have an M1 or M1 Pro or M1 Max or whatever, it can take a little bit of time. But once we go through this, we should not have to go through this again. So we'll just click next. Now we'll click I do not have a product key. You actually don't need a product key to run Windows. We'll need Windows 11 Home. We'll just select the default. And we'll agree to the terms. And we're going to install it on this 16 gigabyte partition that we just made. That will go through the setup right here. So yeah, what's cool is you actually don't need a Windows key. I looked into it and Windows will ask you to activate it, but you can decline doing that. You just won't be able to personalize Windows and you won't get any of the performance updates, but you will get critical system updates. But we're really not using this for anything aside from ZimmWriter. It doesn't really matter. We don't need any of those special features. But this process will take a few minutes. So I'll just let this, I think in the back end, I'll speed the video up so you can just watch it work really quickly, and then we'll continue on. All right, it's about done. And while this is working, I'm going to see if I need any permissions for this. Privacy. Let's see. Location. Yeah. Trying to find file access on here. Here we go. I don't see any permissions that this thing needs. So as this thing boots up again in the background, it would ask you again to press a key to boot or from the CD or whatnot. You won't do that. You'll just let this thing just run. You won't press any key with this window active. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I need to give disk access to. All right. Now you will get this black screen. So it goes through that setup that we saw. I sped the video up and then it rebooted. It asks you to press a key. You don't press a key. You just wait. You'll get this black screen and you'll think for a second that like Windows has hung up or it's frozen or something. No, it's just doing some stuff on the back end, installing Windows. You just got to have to wait a minute or two. Now it's going to boot up. It's going to restart one more time. Again, it will ask you up here to press a key. We're not going to press any key. Maybe I do have to press a key here to make it proceed. I'm not sure. So I'll press a key. We'll see what happens. No, nothing's happening. I can check my resource monitor. I've installed this a couple times. I would tried making a couple different videos. I haven't had any total freezes yet. It does look like it's working. Hmm. I'll shut it down right now. We'll shut down and stop the VPN, and I'll start it one more time. So we're just going to let it run. I'm not going to press any key. There we go. I don't know what was happening before, but it seems to be working now. Cool. So Windows 11 is installed. Now you will have to go through some setup stuff at the beginning. Let's just click some different options in here. Now, one thing I'll just talk as this is working, it's going to ask you when you first, the, the whole goal is to be able to get ZimmWriter on this computer. And from my experience, I haven't been able to get file access working to access files from my Mac or like a universal copy and paste working. Maybe we'll have better luck with this install right here, but I haven't been able to get it working. So in that situation, if that doesn't work, you could just load up Dropbox or something, or I don't know if you like use Google Drive or OneDrive or something like that. That might be a way to access your files and move between this virtual machine copy. You have a shared directory, for instance, for like each one of your virtual machine instances. So that would be a way to do it. I'm actually going to move stuff over from a USB drive, a copy of ZimmWriter, and then my license file. But we'll see if anything's different. So I went through that setup again. It's doing some reboots and things like that. We're not pressing any keys. We're just letting it do its thing. So I'll put my name in, put a password in, confirm the password again. I'm gonna move this off the screen to answer some security questions on here. All right, let's put this in. And all right, got the security questions in. I think security questions are so stupid, don't you? It's what's your mother's maiden name and all this stuff. Everybody knows that kind of stuff now. You can just find all that information out on somebody. I think Microsoft is trying to go to a way where you just need pass keys and not passwords. And I don't know if they have pass keys like on your cell phone, but I know you can like spoof a cell phone. So I don't know. I just have I use one password. I think it's like $30 a year and it's like super secure because unlike LastPass or some of these other password things, like they can't hack the server and find your stuff out. So I just prefer one pass, but it's not for the faint of heart. It is technical to set up. What kind of password software do you guys use? Or do you just use like the same? My wife, she uses the same password everywhere, and it's just I shouldn't say that on the camera, should I? I think she has some variations now, but I remember back in the day she used the same password everywhere, like literally the same password everywhere. And then somebody hacked her email and then sent her dad an email from her for like a Viagra advertisement or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I told you, but it didn't change her behavior. All right. So when you first start up, it's going to ask for you to install this thing. Now, I haven't had luck getting this to work. This is a tool that's going to allow you to have a shared directory between this virtual instance and your actual MacBook. But for whatever reason, this hasn't been working well for me. So the alternative obviously is to use a USB stick or install a shared thing like Dropbox or something like that. But we'll try it for this third time and see if it works. So I always get to this point and none of these check boxes work for me. So I end up having to um, like nothing works anymore. It's all completely frozen up. So the only solution, and I've waited for a while. So the only solution I found is just shut this instance down, stop the VM, and then we'll restart it. And that seems to solve the issue. But I can't get the shared folders working for whatever. So we don't press anything, never press anything anymore to boot it up. Make this a little bit bigger. All right. So that took a while. All right. A boring video so far. But look, now we have Windows 11 running in this virtual instance on our Mac. And if you actually look at the resource usage, I guess you got all these different cores and things like that. So you'd have to look at the percentage down here. So 14% load right now. Now I am recording this in 4K too. So that's definitely a big percentage of the load right now. But it's a lot less resources than Parallels. Parallels would like use, I don't know, like 20 gigs or something like that of RAM. And this is using, let's see, I allocated 8, right? So now it's using 10. So the overhead is very low depending on what you allocate for it. So let's go to Explorer. And I think the network is where it's supposed to be. Turn on network discovery. So that's, I think that's supposed to be my MacBook right there. But when I open it up, it doesn't work. So for whatever reason, I can't get the network share like working by default. So again, what you'd have to do is install Dropbox or something like that and connect to your remote file shares. And then also, I don't think copy paste like works. So I can take this, for instance, this, and then we'll open up like Notepad. Notepad. I don't know why, I don't know why Notepad's not opening. All right, let's just try pasting it right in here. Paste. Oh, it does work. Oh, cool. All right. So the global copy paste does work. We can try something else too. Let's see. I don't know. Let's go to CNN or something like that. All right. So we'll take some text right here, copy it. Oh, you know what it is? It's, I haven't changed my keys around. So I'm like trying the control V and control C, but I'm on a Mac right now. So I have to like fiddle with the remapped keys and stuff. But yeah, global copy paste does work. That's really cool. All right. What I want to do is see if I get my USB stick working. So I got this USB stick I'm going to add in here. Yes. Awesome. Allow. Fantastic. There's the USB stick. And I have ZimmWriter and I have a settings file. So my option key is my control key. And I'm going to copy. Go to downloads and we'll paste it in here. So now is the moment of truth. I'm going to put my settings file. So you could just go through the setup of ZimmWriter normally, but I just took my settings file from a prior install, and we'll click the start and see if it works. There I go. All right, I want to get Notepad Plus. Let's get that set up really quick. Start without your data, don't allow, continue without data, start browsing. Notepad Plus. I just prefer this so much more over regular Notepad. So we'll just get the latest version. This is one of the few tools that I just, anytime I install Windows, I just have to, wait a second. Why am I on a different language? Oh, I see. I need to do English. You ever do that? You change like the language install and you don't know how to change it up because, because you can't read the language. All right, we'll do Notepad Plus now. Fantastic. All right, I'll close all of this stuff. All right, why is the sun hot? Now, I think I had to press option one because option is the control. We'll see. Option one. And look at that. So now let's turn view. Where's the wrap? We're wrap. There we go. All right. So the cool thing about this now, and that took a long time, and I'm sorry for that, but that's just what it is. If you use wine, then the hotkeys don't work as well. Like it doesn't work directly. You have to, first of all, select your text, and then you have to like control or option C it to put it in the clipboard, and then option your hotkey to run it. And then when it's done, you have to paste it back in. So it is really cumbersome. But at least with this type of install, when you're actually using a virtualized Windows, all your hotkeys completely work. So I can select this and hit Control or Option 2, and it will continue writing, for instance. It's fantastic. So this is like a legit normal version of Windows that we've installed. So this is a longer process than using something like Crossover, but again, it's very low resource intensive. And it's, I think, a better option if you want that full-blown Windows experience, like you want to use Notepad Plus, you want your magic commands to work right away. I think it's a really viable option. I'm not going to renew my Parallels account and just start using this because it's completely free. And I think it's a really good option as long as you can deal with the occasional hiccups and glitches that you saw happen on the screen. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, drop a comment down below, or reach out to me or anyone else in the Facebook group. There's 11,000 members who can help you out with all your AI and SEO needs. Other than that, thanks for watching and good luck with your content generation. I'll talk to you later.